What's up guys, Blake here from GuideToVaping.com, and today I'm coming back at you again with yet another review, and this time it's going to be the JOYETECH Ego All-in-One.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
The Ego AIO by JOYETECH is a push to make devices more user-friendly. If you haven't noticed from the market lately, there's been a lot of all-in-one devices being produced, and that's because not only is there a market for, say, your advanced vapors, but there's also a market for those that just don't want to fool around with different shit. And to be quite honest with you, I don't blame them. I kind of get tired of dripping. I kind of get tired of having to fool around with my tank and my device, and sometimes it's just much easier having that tank and that device all in one. So the Ego AIO is a 2mm tank. It has a child-proof lock at the top, and what I mean by a child-proof lock is that you actually have to push down the top base to actually turn the top off so you can fill it with e-liquid. However, if you don't press that part down, then you can turn it still and adjust the airflow. Another cool thing about the JOYETECH AIO is that it has basically a leak-proof design. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the Cubist tank by JOYETECH, but it offered a cup design that basically made the tank leak-proof, meaning you insert the coil from the top rather than the bottom. As you guys know, leaking tanks has been an ongoing issue for years upon years with our tanks that we use. And leave it to JOYETECH, one of the most well-known manufacturers in the industry, to actually come up with a design that solves an issue we've been having for so long. So guys, let's go ahead and just dive down and take a closer look at the JOYETECH AIO, and I'll give you some more details as well. Alright guys, so you were looking at the packaging for the JOYETECH Ego AIO. Now as you can see on my particular packaging, it says sample not for sale, being that it was sent to me, a reviewer. Obviously yours won't have that. Then as you can see, there's a picture of the AIO, and then down here towards the bottom you see that it says Ego AIO, all-in-one style. And then it also shares that it's a 2mm tank, it's child-proof and leak-proof. Now let's go ahead and open up this box. The first thing you'll see is the JOYETECH AIO device itself. If you pull up this foam padding, the next thing you'll see is a JOYETECH Ego AIO quick start guide. You'll then see a JOYETECH warranty card, and then there's a small note showing you how to fill your tank. And then we have this box here that you'll pull up. Open up that box, and you'll get an extra drip tip, a micro USB cable, and then it'll also come with 2 coils. One coil I already have installed in the tank, and here is the spare coil. These are both stainless steel 316 0.6 ohm coils. So now let's get back to the device itself. Let's pull that out of that foam piece, and now we're looking at the JOYETECH all-in-one. Now as you can see here at the top, it's got this black drip tip. This drip tip is a 510 drip tip and it's removable. So if we pull that drip tip off, you can see that you can insert another. Now if you'll look in this drip tip here, it's got like a little spiral cut. Basically it reduces or restricts some of the airflow. So this drip tip right here will actually be used for your mouth to lung hits. Now that spare drip tip that came with your device, it's actually used for your lung hits. So for those of you who take longer pulls or want more vapor production, then you'll probably want to use this drip tip here. Now staying at the top guys, there is adjustable airflow here at the top cap, and you just simply turn it like so. This will open and close the airflow. Now, if you're wanting to replace your coil, then it's a real simple process of just pushing down. That's that new child lock feature. So you just push down here and then turn. And once you do that, you can see you can get in there and change your coil. You just tighten it back up. You'll have to press down on it a little bit to make it tight. Now, your tank has a 2 mil e-liquid capacity, and they even indicate where the max fill line is. So if you'll look close enough, it's going to be very hard, but if you'll look close enough here, you'll see a line and it'll faintly say max. So that's where you're going to want to fill your e-liquid. The next thing we're going to look at is this single fire button. Now, this button right here controls the entire device, so it's very user friendly and there's not very many things that you have to do to actually operate the AIO. Clicking it 5 times will turn the device on, and then clicking it 5 times again will turn the device off. Now, once you turn this device on, if you want to change the LED colors in the tank, then you'll just want to hold that button down, and then you can change from a slew of different colors, and I'll go ahead and show you that. So you see I held it down, and now I can just click it and cycle through the different colors. Pretty cool. It lights up your liquid to make it look very cool. So if you got a more clear type liquid, it's definitely going to look nice. So since I made that color green on the tank, every time I fire the device, as you can see, it turns green. Alright, so now we also got a micro USB port, guys, on the back. This device has a 1500 mAh battery capacity that's built in. So when you want to charge that battery, you're going to be using this micro USB port. And that's about it for the JOYETECH Ego AIO, guys. It's not a bad device at all. It's made basically for beginners. So if you're one that's transferring over to electronic cigarettes, this will definitely be a good buy for you, especially since they're so affordable. Alright guys, so what do you think about this JOYETECH all-in-one? In my opinion, it's a cool device for somebody just starting out. And what I mean by just starting out is someone that's just switching from traditional cigarettes to electronic cigarettes. The 1500 mAh battery that's in the AIO, 1500 mAh is not bad at all, especially for a device that's so small. Now the 7 LED colors that's in this tank, it's a bit weird, gimmicky-ish, but it's also cool at the same time. The one button design on here is perfect for beginners. That means all they have to do is fill their tank up and vape away. They don't have to do anything but press this one button and they're good to go. The leak-proof design is fantastic. It basically makes it where vaping is easier for the new generation. So for an example, when I first started vaping, my first device, which was a Riva, basically an Ego device, we used cartridges back then, and you had to fill up this little cartridge, then put it over your atomizer, and there was always leaking from that 510 atomizer that drove me completely nuts. And I honestly almost gave up vaping just because of it leaking. However, with the AIO, it solves all of those issues. You don't have to worry about this thing leaking. If you're planning to get something like this for a family member, you have no worries about them getting it in like, hey, you know, there's all kind of leaking issues and I can't deal with all this. It'll just be a simple process for them to convert from cigarettes to vaping. Anyhow, guys, let's just go ahead and see how it performs. As you see, the vapor production isn't bad, especially for a beginner type device. Now, I remember back in the day when I started on my beginner kit, the vapor production wasn't near nothing like this. Now, you're not going to be throwing out huge clouds with the AIO, but you are going to be able to produce vapor that's very satisfactory. And again, I'll give you another example. So as you see, the vapor production is not bad at all. Alright guys, so that's about it for the JOYETECH AIO, or also known as the all-in-one. And if you want to pick up this little guy, then you can go to heavengifts.com. And as always guys, if you like this video, make sure you leave me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like it, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. So until next time guys, vape on.